Flolab just released a couple of their brand new 3D curved tempered glass screen protectors for the iPhone 16 Pro Max. And the reason why that's so important is because the 3D curved glass actually covers more of the edge of the screen, which should help or actually eliminate the screen bleed that you typically see from regular 2.5D screens. I genuinely feel that Flolab is the best screen protector as far as features goes, because not only does the screen protector offer the 3D curve, but it also has an anti-reflective coating, which definitely helps out when you're trying to look at your screen in bright light. It's also got an oleophobic coating to help keep down those fingerprints and smudges. It's got reinforced edges, so if you happen to drop your phone and it hits on the edge, it's a little bit stronger than regular tempered glass. And they also have an anti-rainbow coating, so if you're like me and you like to wear polarized sunglasses, you won't see that horrible rainbow effect when you're looking at your screen. And we're also going to be testing out the durability of these screen protectors with a drop and a scratch test, so make sure you stick around to the end of the video. And if you guys want to pick either one of these up, I will be putting product links in the video description. Flolab also just released their brand new Clear Guard. This is their all-in-one cleaning solution for your phone screen. It's got a built-in microfiber cloth right into the sprayer. And as you can see, the solution is inside here as well. Just simply spray this onto your phone screen. Then you can just simply wipe your phone screen down with the built-in microfiber cloth. And if you don't want the all-in-one solution, they also sell just the individual vials as well. And all of the Clear Guards do come with this microfiber cloth as well. So first we're going to check out their privacy screen protector, and it comes with one screen protector in this easy to install tray. We also get a squeegee and a little installation kit with a wipe and some stickers. So the first thing we need to do is to thoroughly clean off our screen with the included alcohol wipe. Then we'll dry it off. Then we'll take our sticker, we'll remove one side, we'll put it over our phone just like this, and then we'll kind of push out the other side just like this, so it's nice and flat on your screen. Then take your installation tray with your screen protector, making sure that the top portion here is going towards the camera on your phone. We'll remove our sticker, then just place the whole tray over the top of your phone, just like this, kind of press it in place. Then you're going to hold onto the tray with one hand, and we're going to pull out this tab with the other. Then slide your finger down the top just like this. Then wait 20 seconds. Then we're going to remove the tray. And we'll take a look at our screen. We do have a couple bubbles right there, as you can see, and I'll try to squeegee those out with the squeegee. And just go around the edges of the screen. And we'll give it a little wipe down. So there were a couple bubbles in the top corners of the screen that I did actually end up lifting up the screen just a little bit and then using the squeegee to kind of get those out. But other than that, installation looks really good. I don't see any other bubbles. We do also have a little portion of the screen here that doesn't have any privacy screen, and that's where our camera and our sensors are. The edges of the glass are also rounded off so you don't feel any sharp edges. But you can already see, just by looking at the LEDs on my light, how much dimmer it is because of the anti-reflective coating. And I'll put up a side-by-side shot so you can actually see how much better the screen looks with that anti-reflective coating versus the regular iPhone 16 Pro Max screen. This is also a full coverage screen protector, so it looks like it pretty much comes right up to the edge of the glass as well. As far as feels super smooth, just like the glass that's on the phone itself. Now let's test out our Face ID. Face ID working perfectly fine. And as you can see, the screen is a little bit duller than it typically is, and that happens with every privacy screen that I have ever tested. So the only thing you're going to need to do is to go into your settings and then turn up your brightness, maybe up all the way. And as you can see, it looks normal and it's crystal clear. And there, as you can see, that anti-reflective coating allows you to see the phone screen a lot better than it would as if you didn't have that coating on your screen. Really comes in handy. As far as touch, working perfectly fine, no issues there. Now let's take a look at the privacy feature. So if you're looking at your phone normally, the phone screen will look perfectly fine. But if you try to look at the screen from the side, you can see that it totally disappears. And that's what people looking off to your side will see, but not you. The only thing is it only works left and right. It doesn't work up and down on the screen. So it only blocks people from, looking at your phone that's on the side of you. But if somebody was looking over your shoulder, they're still going to be able to see your screen. Now let's test out that oleophobic coating. And it does look like it does pick up some fingerprints. You can see those kind of reflections on the screen there. But because of that coating, you can very easily just wipe those away with minimal effort. So now let's take a look at our screen as if we were looking at it through polarized sunglasses. Now the one difference between the privacy screen and their clear tempered glass is the clear tempered glass has a polar spectra coating, which pretty much totally eliminates the rainbow effect, but the privacy screen does not have that. So let's take a look at what the screen looks like. So as you can see, there is a slight rainbow effect. It's not horrible if you're looking at the screen normally, but if you look at the screen from the side and start twisting the phone, that's when you see that slight rainbow effect. I've definitely seen a lot worse. I don't think this is horrible, and it's definitely something that I could live with. Now, like I mentioned before, because of the 3D curve, it should eliminate or minimize the screen bleed of the screen. So let's check that out really quick. So you can see the screen is on, but when I turn it to the side, it looks like it's off. Just trust me, the screen is on. And it didn't totally get rid of the screen bleed, but it minimized it a lot. Like you really can't see a lot of the screen bleed from the sides. Like if you look from this side, it's super minimal. But the thing is, you're never going to be looking at your phone like this. So it really doesn't matter that there's a slight bit of bleed. You're always going to be looking at your phone just like this, and you're not going to see anything from those sides. You have to extremely tilt it to almost 180 degrees to even see a slight bit of screen bleed. And that's what the 3D glass does for you versus all the other tempered glass that uses 2.5D. So I definitely think that helps. And then once we put our phone inside of a case, you shouldn't be able to see that bleed at all. So we're going to be putting it into the FLOLAB SimTech case. And it seems like it fits this case perfectly. So now that it's in the case, let's take a look at it from the side again, and I can pretty much guarantee you that you're not going to even see any screen bleed no matter where you look. So there you go. So now that it's in the case, you don't see any bleed whatsoever. Whereas again, on regular tempered glass, you would most likely see it. So now let's take a look at our camera and we'll see if the screen covers any portion of that. And it looks like it's perfectly aligned. You can see all 4 of these white corners on the screen. And typically, if you were to look at your screen with other tempered glass screen protectors, portions of these white corners would definitely be cut off, and this is not. This is perfectly aligned. So it doesn't seem like it cuts any part of the screen off, which is huge. And if we take a closer look at the screen, again, you can see that it pretty much comes right up to the edge of the case itself. I don't see any lifting. I don't see any bubbles. So the screen protector perfectly fits the FLOLAB SimTech case. So I'm definitely impressed with the brand new 3D curve, but now we need to test out its durability with a drop and a scratch test. All right, so we're going to start off our test by dropping a 2.4 ounce steel metal ball at a starting height of 2 feet. If the screen protector doesn't crack, we'll move it up foot by foot until it eventually does. So here we go, 2 feet. 2 feet. All right, so this screen protector lasted up until a 2-foot drop. Now let's move on to the scratch test. So regular tempered glass starts to scratch around a Mohs hardness number 6. So we're going to start off our test with the number 5. Then I'll move on to a number 6. And then finally a number 7. So if we take a closer look, you can see there are no scratches at the level 5. There are slight at a level 6 and about the same at a level 7 with some deeper gashes. So installation for the screen protector overall was pretty easy. There were a couple bubbles, but I easily got those out with a squeegee. And even though it is a full coverage screen protector, it does seem to be case friendly. And with that 3D curve, like I mentioned before, it does help out with the side screen bleed. And when it's in the case, it totally eliminates it. It lasted up until a 2-foot drop, and scratch resistance again seems to be standard for tempered glass. Now, even though the screen protector doesn't seem to be super durable, it is still going to protect your screen from scratches and drops. It's just going to take less to actually damage the screen itself. But again, like I mentioned before, it's got a lot of really good things going for it. So now we're going to install the clear tempered glass screen protector. Again, it comes with one tempered glass screen protector inside this installation tray. We also get a squeegee. So again, before installation, you want to thoroughly clean off your screen with the alcohol wipe, then dry it off. Then take your dust sticker. We're going to remove one side, place that down over our phone, and then just kind of push the other side out from the top, just like that. So it lays flat on your phone. Then take your installation tray, making sure that the top portion here is going towards the camera on your phone. We'll take off our sticker. Take the whole guide, just place it over the top of your phone and just kind of press it into place. So then hold down on the tray with one hand, and we're going to pull out the little tab with the other. Then slide your finger down the middle. You should start to see it adhering to your phone. Wait 20 seconds. Then we'll lift up on the guide. And we'll take a look at our screen. So it does look like we have a couple bubbles on the sides here, and then just a little bit on the bottom. So I'll get those out with the squeegee. So I was able to successfully remove those bubbles with the squeegee, and I also had to kind of lift it up very carefully in some of the edges and then kind of use the squeegee to get those bubbles out. But as you can see, it looks perfect now. No bubbles, no lifting. It just fits the phone really well. Now, as far as touch goes, screen is nice and smooth, just like the glass that's on the phone, and the edges are also rounded off. And if we take a look at the screen, you can also see that anti-reflective coating at work, how it dulls down the lights in my studio a lot versus what the screen looks like without this screen protector on it. I think it's a huge difference, and you can still clearly see what's on the screen versus the lights blowing out the screen. You can't make out pretty much anything. Now, as far as fingerprints goes, it does seem to pick up some fingerprints, but because the screen is so smooth and because of the oleophobic coating, you can very easily just wipe those away with minimal effort. Now, this is a full coverage screen protector, so it does cover the sensors and the camera on the front. So let's test out our Face ID. Face ID seems to be working just fine, and you can see that the screen is crystal clear. Touch is also working perfectly fine. Now let's test out our camera. And as you can see, the camera is also nice and clear. Don't see any issues whatsoever there. So now let's take a look at what the screen looks like as if you're looking at it through polarized sunglasses, because this does have the polar spectra coating on it, which should pretty much eliminate that rainbow. And as you can see, it does a really good job. There's only a slight hint of the rainbow if you kind of turn the screen to the left or the right, but if you're looking at it dead on or even from an angle, you really cannot even see that rainbow. I've seen some screen protectors out there that have a horrible rainbow that you can really see even if you're looking at it dead on. So that polar spectra coating does a great job. So now let's take a look at the edges of the screen protector for any screen bleed, and we're also going to take a look at the alignment. Now this doesn't really affect your phone at all, it's just something I do because some people are interested to know if there's screen bleed from the side, but you're really not going to see this if you're looking at your phone dead on or if you have a case on it. So if you take a look at the sides here, you can see that I don't see any bleed whatsoever, and that's due to the screen being that new 3D. Let's take a look at the other side. Again, I don't see any screen bleed, so it seems to be perfectly fitting this screen. Then as far as the alignment for our screen, as you can see, we are on the camera here, and you can clearly see all 4 of these little white L's in each one of the corners, and that's how you know that the screen is perfectly aligned and not cutting off any of the screen. If you were to look at this and see any of these white L's in the corners kind of cut off, you would know that the screen protector was not properly aligned. And very rarely in all my testing have I ever seen a screen protector that shows all 4 of these little white L's in each one of the corners. So now let's test out the case compatibility by putting it into my FLOLABS Certec case. So if we take a closer look here, it looks like the top of the screen protector comes right up to the edge of the case, as well as the edges. And on the bottom, we only have a very slight gap. Now for me, I like my screen protector to come right up to the edge of the case, because anytime a screen protector leaves a lot of gap all the way around the phone, that's just more place for dirt and dust to collect. So this screen protector fits this case perfectly, and it only has just a little bit of a gap on the bottom. There is also no lifting and no bubbles, so that's definitely a plus as well. So everything is looking really great for the screen protector so far. Now let's move on to the scratch and the drop test. So again, we're going to be dropping the same 2.4 ounce steel metal ball at a starting height of 2 feet. If the screen protector doesn't crack, we'll move it up foot by foot until it eventually does. So here we go at 2 feet. Moving on to 3 feet. 4 feet. 4 feet. So this screen protector lasted up until a 4-foot drop, which is better than the privacy screen. Now let's test out the scratch resistance. So again, we're going to be starting off our test with a number 5. Then we'll move on to a number 6. And then finally, a number 7. So if we take a closer look, you can see there are no scratches at the number 5. There are slight at a number 6 and just a little bit deeper at a number 7. So scratch resistance seems to be pretty standard for tempered glass. So installation for the screen protector was really easy. That anti-reflective coating does work really well, and I think it's pretty valuable, again, especially if you're trying to look at your phone in some bright light, especially in the sun. It also does seem to be case friendly. It lasted up until a 4-foot drop, and scratch resistance seems to be pretty standard for tempered glass. So when it really comes down to it, it really all depends on what you're looking for in your screen protector. Do you really care about the anti-reflective coating? Do you care about scratch resistance, drop protection, or do you want privacy or even that anti-rainbow effect? In my experience testing out screen protectors, I haven't seen one screen protector yet that does everything flawlessly. There's always something that the screen protector does really well, and then there's something that's always lacking. Like I mentioned before, the screen protector is going to protect your phone screen from scratches and some drops. It just means that it's going to be easier to damage the screen, where you're going to have to replace it sooner than some others. For me personally, I've really come to love that anti-reflective coating that is missing on the iPhone. And I also really love the anti-rainbow coating that they have because, again, I wear polarized sunglasses all the time when I'm outdoors. But I'm really curious to know what's most important for you guys when you're picking out a screen protector. Let me know in the comments below. And again, if you guys want to pick either one of these up, I will be putting product links in the video description. And if you guys enjoyed the video, it would really help out the channel if you gave me a thumbs up and consider subscribing. Thank you all for watching. I hope you have a great day, and I'll see you in the next one.